What will the TOEFL 2026 be like? Will it be easier? Should I take the current version now or wait until January 21st for the updated version? In this video, we'll answer these and other common questions about the new test. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel, where we teach you tips and tricks to ace the TOEFL test. Honestly, this is one of the most anticipated videos on our channel because I've received tons of questions about how the 2026 changes will affect TOEFL test takers. Today, I will address all these questions and most importantly, I hope to help you decide whether to wait for the updated version or take the current one. I want this video to be as neutral and unbiased as possible so you can make your own choice without me praising one version or criticizing another. To set the record straight, I've been working intensely on the new format for the last couple of months, breaking it down to see the best way to tackle the questions. Since many of my one-on-one students will need to take the test after the changes take place, I've also been helping them prepare for the new format. This has given me insight into the most common problems people might face with the new format. As you know, I've taught the old format for a long time, so I know its main pitfalls. Without further ado, let's compare both formats. This video will focus on the reading sections of the test. There will also be the second part, so subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to avoid missing it. Just like the current version, the new TOEFL will consist of 4 sections: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Currently, the test takes 2 hours to complete. The new format will be about an hour and a half long, making it even shorter. Does that make it easier? Not really. It means that time-consuming tasks such as the integrated essay, long lectures, and integrated speaking questions have been removed. The first section will be the reading section, just as in the 2025 format. Currently, in the reading section, you need to read 2 700-word texts and answer 10 questions after each one. Overall, you will read 2 texts and answer 20 questions. All of the questions are multiple choice, meaning you have 4 options to choose from, except for the last question at the end of each text, which is a summary question where you choose 3 sentences from 6 to summarize the text. By the time you finish answering all the questions, you should already have a good understanding of the text. If you pause after each paragraph to write down its main idea, you will not have any problems answering the summary question. You have 35 minutes to complete this section, which gives you an average of about 1 minute and 25 seconds to answer each question. If you're thinking, wait, what about reading the texts themselves? You should check out my reading-related videos, especially this one. In it, I explain that you don't need to spend extra time reading the text. You should start answering the questions right away. This video covers all the strategies you need, the same ones I normally teach in my one-on-one sessions. Feel free to watch it. The cons of the current reading section are: the texts are long and academic. If you struggle with academic vocabulary, you might find them hard to understand. This is especially true if you don't use strategies for the question types. The texts feature a lot of topic-specific vocabulary. Many passages discuss in-depth topics such as the pit organs of rattlesnakes, the decline of Venetian shipping, and the shield volcanoes of Mars. If you're not familiar with this type of vocabulary, you will find the texts challenging and might lose time trying to understand the main idea. Time is limited. Many students complain that they don't have enough time to answer difficult questions, such as they insert text or summary questions at the end. Again, strategies can help, but if your level isn't advanced, you might still struggle and need more time to master this section. Now, the pros of the current reading section are: all the questions are multiple choice, so you can guess the correct answers even if you aren't sure. For instance, I suggest eliminating options that contain extreme words such as only, never, fully, and completely. There are only 8 question types that you need to master. There are clear strategies for each question. If you don't know them, feel free to watch this video. The structure of the test is the same for everyone and doesn't change. After each text, you'll have 10 questions, and this won't change from student to student. The new format is slightly more customized. Although the basic tasks remain the same, every student will have a slightly different structure. In the new reading section, there will be 35 to 48 questions instead of 20. That may sound like a lot, but the questions themselves will take less time to complete. This task has 2 modules. The first is a testing module that allows ETS to assess your level. The second module is based on your performance on the first module. If you've answered more than about 60% of the questions correctly, you will receive the hard module. And if you've answered fewer than above 60% of the questions correctly, you'll receive the easy module. Both modules will have 3 types of tasks: complete the words, read in daily life, and read an academic passage. You will always have 1 or 2 complete the words tasks first. For this task, you will be given a short text of about 70 to 100 words. The first sentence is always left unchanged. Starting with the second sentence, every other word is half deleted. Your job is to fill in the gaps. There will always be 10 words to complete. In this task, you will see many simple words, such as and, also, and these. But you will also see some academic vocabulary, such as record, communicate, cognitive, and involved. Therefore, you must know these words and be able to quickly determine the form of each word. This means you will need to use your knowledge of grammar and sentence structure, as well as have extensive vocabulary. Also, if you don't know the answer, it's difficult to guess. Then, you will usually have read in daily life tasks. There are 2 types of read in daily life tasks. Ones with a shorter text and 2 questions that look like this, and ones with a slightly longer text and 3 questions that look like this. Frankly, they are very similar. The only differences are the length and number of questions. The texts could be notices, emails, campus announcements, or short social media posts. In my opinion, the questions are relatively simple, and the main difficulty is that time is limited, so you'll need to answer them quickly. The vocabulary in these texts is what you would find in emails, notices, and announcements in your daily life. For example, sign up for paperless billing samples, a social media post about a local farmer's market, and an email about an annual inventory audit, among others. The idea is to test your knowledge of topic-specific vocabulary used in daily life. The texts will be much simpler than those in the current version of the test, but will still include topic-specific vocabulary such as inventory audit, submit your selection, bakery stall, handmade crafts, vibrant atmosphere, cordial service, and so on. Then, you will have 1 or 2 longer read an academic passage tasks. Think of these tasks as simplified versions of the current TOEFL reading tasks. The passage you read for each task will be short. Instead of 700 words, as in current TOEFL texts, it will be about 200 words long. The text's topics will be similar to those of the current test. They include history, art, business, economics, music, biology, zoology, microbiology, physics, chemistry, astronomy, geology, psychology, sociology, and anthropology, but with a more modern focus. But instead of 10 questions, as in the current version of the test, the passage will be followed by only 5. You'll see many familiar question types such as vocabulary, factual information, rhetorical purpose, and negative factual information questions, as well as some new ones. For example, what is the relationship between the 2 paragraphs? What does the passage suggest about? What is the passage mainly about? As I said, the test will be different for each student, but on average, in Module 1, you will have 1 or 2 complete the words tasks, 10 questions each, 2 to 3 read and daily life tasks, 2 to 3 questions each, 1 or 2 read and academic text tasks, 5 questions each. Overall, the first module will contain 20 to 30 questions. As I mentioned before, based on your performance in Module 1, you will receive a different Module 2. If you get an easier Module 2, you will have 1 complete the words task and 2 or 3 more daily life tasks. You will not have a read an academic text task. Think of the easy module as being pretty much the same, but without the academic task. There will be about 15 to 18 more questions. If we add the 20 to 30 questions from Module 1 and the 15 to 18 questions from Module 2, we'll have the 35 to 48 questions mentioned by ETS. Now you can see where they're coming from. If you get the hard module, you will get 1 more complete the words task and 1 or 2 more read an academic text tasks. Think of this module as Module 1, but without the daily life tasks. Overall, you'll have 15 to 20 more questions. Combined with the 20 to 30 questions from Module 1, you'll have 35 to 50 questions. This explains why the official ETS website says the reading section has up to 50 questions. In terms of time, it will differ based on how many questions and tasks you have. However, ETS gives us a maximum of 50 questions and 30 minutes for this part of the test, which means you have about 35 seconds for each question. So the advantages of the new format are: the questions themselves will be easier. The test will be created entirely using AI, so don't expect extremely challenging questions like the summary question or insert text questions. The texts will be shorter. The longest text will be about 200 words, as opposed to the 700-word texts in the current version. The topics will be more modern and up-to-date, although some academic topics will remain. Since the academic texts will be shorter, they won't be as detailed as the current texts, which is good for people who were overwhelmed by the details in the current version. However, the disadvantages of the new TOEFL reading section are that you will get more questions, an average of 35 to 48, as opposed to the 20 questions you have now. The test won't be the same for everyone, which can be stressful, especially for people who prefer to know the number of questions and tasks in advance. The time allotted for each question will be significantly shorter, about 36 seconds per question. Therefore, even though the questions will be easier, you will need to answer them faster. The types of tasks will vary. Not all tasks will have multiple choice answers. For example, if you don't know a word in the complete the words task, you will lose points and won't be able to guess. The new format reminds me of the SAT, where you have to answer many simple questions in a limited amount of time. Overall, if you prefer to work at a calm pace and know exactly what to expect, I recommend the current version. But if you prefer simple questions and can work well under time pressure, tackling a large number of questions with ease, then wait for the new version of the test. That brings us to the end of the video. I hope I answered some of your questions. The second part will be released soon, so stay tuned. I want you to be as prepared as possible. Let me know in the comments below which test format you prefer and find easier. It will be interesting to compare your answers. As always, I wish you all the best of luck on your TOEFL journey, and I hope you get a stellar score. Until next time, bye!